Good day to me family. Me Mohamed Taiwo from Voice of Salon Network. Today na March 6th on Sunday 2022. Mr. Fon for give me on take about the GST. We did go on a salon and the machine and all them things in there. First of all, let me start with waiting. Then thing they mean where then they ask for pay taxes. One thing where I go one say is that salon we get problem with communication. People when they in power, most of the people in government they pay, they're so lazy that they might not tell them for do. Or maybe they just feel so they can impose things on people then and get away with them. So me na one person where advocate for taxes because I know what's in taxes to do. I don't believe in we they continue they can big white man them for every single thing. For one development, we get for control for pay tax. And all in our white man country where they pay taxes and the reason make most of our own Canadian country because then tax money do work in them. But there's a big difference between what white man do with the tax and what we do with the tax in Africa. I believe some things anyway make even though the politicians and something anyway they good when they try to implement, they're not able to come because of the don't lie too much for can't talk to people then. They can free it because then they free their own shadow in the lie. But let me try to explain some things here because we as Sierra Leonean, the patriotism is part of being a citizen of the country. And me and one person who advocate say if we want development in a salon, we get for pay taxes. Within our white man country, we pay them. In fact, here now by force. If you not pay them, no matter what you be, government will come after some people and they go prison for that. So we need to tell people how things to work out to. Now, if we say we want for make we country move forward, taxes are very, very important. That tax in the end they use for fix we road them, fix schools, fix water supply, pay the president, pay teachers, and pay other people on time. So we need that in not all things we can be getting white money the month when they give we. When they take the money then people in the pay tax, then give we them. So when they implement things here, we then say the GST when the goods and services taxes. But then I'll come to that for explain that part to and what's in the go on. But when we look at the tax system necessarily in the whole place, I believe say first of all, not just one they pay tax, people they pay tax, but when they pay them on a different level. I remember one time where Lima come out and tell a lady where he come oversee me and ask her, where I don't know if he ignorantly say that word, they tell lady say, when I oversee you come in they pay tax now. That was just grossly ignorant of her, which I made that against at that point. Because when we come out overseas, they come, most of we they buy tickets. That tickets what they buy for come overseas, then get the airport tax there. At that moment, they go to the country. Where we ship things in our Taki. They come in, they say, most of we, even every Sierra Leonean they pay tax, but then just not know they pay them. So make a explain to them how this process had work. Let us say we ship things in Wataki. What thing that happen is that the goods and services tax, then they add them to the custom fees. We can Wataki. So you pay the tax up front. Then when you go sell a property now, you add your tax to that property. So the person can buy them. If the thing then costs you, let me say 200,000. So take it for end of 230,000, 240,000. That 30 or 40,000, that tax we don't pay now Wataki, now you pull it. Now so we pay the tax. I see them on past this machine. Them the people but plenty back markets when they lock them shop. To me, I take the time for listing all the areas and different people that I can get the information within the go on. I can't get a license and tell the people and say if they implement the machine, then go lost customer or then give out and tell them say then go lost business or the business price go up and things and it. Partially it makes sense in a true because if they therefore take the tax off from the water key and say now you as a customer, you customer never for can pay until you as a trader, now you as the final consumer, as they call them. The final person they can't buy to you are one whether the final consumer and they for pay that tax instead of the Wataki. This now which side the thing not clear. Because the question me the try for ask now is that how many times we supposed to pay on one item? How many taxes they were supposed to pay? They're supposed to tell us if they don't take, if they say they can't implement the machine at the stores there, which means we're supposed to get something like a free port. The customs, only customs you get for pay. The GST then for take them off because the GST get for end up to the consumer. Some items anyway go for get them, but some items anyway not go for forget them. So, but now what I can understand is if they not implement this machine with 15%, which I get for candy later, so it not make no sense, but then that will come the later. Then the question is, where we still go for pay tax or kind of wataki? That's not clear. Because how many times we're supposed to pay on the same goods, the same item, the same product? If we say we go pay on wataki and can't pay back in our store, then obviously that now rob the government the robbery. That now broad daylight thief from the government. And that by itself will cause so much hardship in the country that then say go feel them, gonna go nowhere. And I believe that made the businessman and said, don't put the protest right now. Because now for clarify this, we already pay the tax. What was the normally pay? We pay the tax already know what's a key. So but if now see now law we go come begin paying at the shops then which means if somebody shipping things out a key, we don't need to come back and tell we if that tax still did it or you know did it. So that I think say we left and to make them clarify that. And also on the city council level, because the market man not go pay in a city council, then they turn around, people they can't pay tax back to them at the table. Then wait now the thing, because now the tax will only be one tax. It will be one. So if now when I give for put everything together in that percentage, now let me turn around and look at the 15%. But before I even touch the 15%, make a tell one about your story. Now VOS, what happened to we? We describe for set up a radio station as alone. So we may not ship most of the material in Africa. The only material not able to ship at that point was AL. The phone in AL. I mean the transformer in AL. Transmitter, sorry, in AL. So what happened is that we post them. When that thing reach the post office, now if you go find out say we country still the backward and the institutions then so criminalized that it's a different point. Then we don't give you tracking number everything. The thing don't actually, if I not to the first thing, now the second thing that happened to me because the first time I took a ship in a salon, the item them we are just the paper we are a post the bill of lading and everything. You reach the then say no the day. I end for pay only get 1,000. Then you can tell people and say no they don't turn them back, begin to turn them in and out and around. Why the post office them say it already reached and show me tracking everything. Later, then go to the documents, we have to pay 100,000 post office. Okay, luckily when this one happened this time with the work call me, I mean just come work with that money there. So what I do is that I decide for call Mr. Kagbo and call Mr. Kutubuku. We do on the phone. So we call the post office. First then tell me say the item no did not reach late. So tell them say no that not right. The item did it. Because I just come out of the post office, I don't get everything. After we don't go back and forth. Later and talk say, oh, you just come along and look at me here. Right? We don't reach there for like more than 40 or 5 days safe. So we asked them, so okay, well, what's in we can pick up the item because we need them. What can happen at that point? Then can't tell we say we need for pay a GST for them. So the guy asked us for how much it costs. By the way, we buy around $100, Canadian dollars. Sometimes when I run $100, because in Canada we ship the things here for $100 Canadian dollar. So you go to the tell we say well, anything less than $100, I think so they pay. But anything beyond $100, we get for pay about 15% tax. Okay, this is where the whole thing becomes bizarre and crazy. Again, the people at the post office and customs do ya if I say anything away, right, do you want to debunk me because I don't want to say anything away to go out to the public, we right. So do ya big. If I say anything there, please do not debunk me on the broad daylight. And luckily not to want me on the phone. We the manager and salon me inside the post office there for that 4 or 5 hours there. And also Mr. Mr. Kagbo and also Mr. Kutubuku on the phone with tea plus the guys on Africa on there. 15% tax we then say then put as a GST. Now, this is where the whole thing becomes crazy. We buy the area by $100. We end up paying customs almost $200. After then, see them pull them 15%, then put all that kind of fees them. But before that first, these people then keep winning our phone for 4 good hours. The guy where then at the post office, after we don't talk about the AL. They tell you the AL don't come on this and that, you don't go, post office don't pass it out to customs. They tell you, say, okay, well, we go for pay GST by 15%, which was just crazy. 15% on an item. So, but that's, okay, we'll go deal with that later. So we say, okay, that's fine. Now, give you the code of what 15% of that mean. Or we're in the wait for emboss because they not get the code there. You wait for emboss, let emboss come. So you give you the code so we need. And I believe not so we no more go through this. Plenty of other Sierra Leoneans don't go through this as well. 4 hours within at the phone, they wait for this guy. 4 good hours. The same manager for come give you a code and you get for give you the bill and the final price for pay. This guy keep on the phone for 4 hours, as I keep saying. For all anything we cost only get dollars, and then will give you the code for. The boss come on the phone and say, can we all this code, put everything together, close to 1 million leons. Again, when we really talk about a country, people in the suffer, this is where it starts from the institutions then they. Again, I don't want to say anything for sabotage, not say anything wrong. Do if I say anything wrong now or not right? Do not debunk me, please. He come, which I think say a guy ended up for be a friend or former classmate of Mr. Kagbo. But still, we still have to take a mark on the business level. 15% GST, which is just crazy and dumb. I don't know record that for 15%, which I believe if the government, this administration continue this 15%, then we end up for be the 15% government in terms of election. And trust me, I don't know how them pull out 15% with an idea for ordinary goods and services. We pay close to $100, almost the price of buy the item, part of shipping for going inside the country. Who that will able to do business under that kind of condition there? When you talk about someone one investor, who that will invest under that kind of situation there? Where people then they pay taxes, 15% tax. Then how much you go sell out to the people there? No wonder the people in the suffer in the country. I don't know who's kind of revenue on that one for collect. I don't know if at the Lunge Bridge and bill or waiting under 1 year or 2 years. Because when they talk about state, then country are saying they don't play with tax. With tax rates now, it's about 6%. 6. It was 7%. Then, because just a single percent with the government revenue, not small money that one day. When they go, and it's not when just starts and move. When even introduce people like to and see, we know so plenty things for the happen, plenty mistakes and plenty not for the correct. This now make that's not the reason why make it for even start. I mean, the expensive and start with then 3% to 4% or 15%. Obviously, election to go for becoming a 15% government. 15%. Who this person way they come up with this idea? Who this person way they put this thing together? Besides, for come up with any kind percentage in terms of tax, not to tune just the makeup on our own. And I think this way the people, the public go for be involved. They get for know what 15% mean. Somebody just I don't know how to put it, but I see something they go on social media where one guy said they buy juice is about 24,000 leons. They pay a tax of 3,000 leons on that goods, on that item there. So you tell me now how people get for survive in the country where most people not get food set for it. So now you get a choice between buying your food for it or pay taxes, which eventually not going to make sense because most people not going to even pay the tax. And this is a dumb idea because that revenue not going for people collect and I make even finance goods and services and very, very expensive in the country. We talk about cement and iron ore and then make them increase the price. Food items, the food item tax now is less than 3% on food item. And the other thing, then are 20, then are 6 or 7%. But food is less than 3%. In fact, I think in New Jersey or some other areas, some other states, they already pay tax for food. It's free. We talk of countryside, people may afford food for it. Christian can talk say, common sense now make book, not to book make common sense. Them machine they new. People never even know, plenty people never know how to use them. You get plenty things get for happen. If I don't know what I don't put in place for even make sure say the people that go buy, they go fully able pay that tax. Because what's not the possibility is there's a possibility somebody get for turn them off. So there's a possibility to say somebody get for the play with them. So it get for takes plenty of time for them and share fully functionable. But una get for make the people then gradually feel like saying that they are part of that country when they pay the tax. Why they go now start they pay tax now with 3 and 6%, and not they feel them. I don't even think much about them. But 15%, bro, 15? Who that in their right mind come up with this to say 15%? Trust me, are they all in favor of tax? Because I let me country, but I don't tell for see politicians, they go and be bigger than people in the country. We all want to talk to people them. For let's make them will pay tax because we know so we will stand on New York. But 15%, bro? 15? 15%? Whose idea was that? In fact, now that make we put everything aside. If I go pay $100 for it, I buy $100, I end up for pay more for ship and customs. What not the use? If I go up on business, say how that business go flourish? No one as soon as the business and don't die. The only business survive now the criminal or people in the exploit people there, anymore they work. Now no more. If we national people them for be part of the government. Now so now go teach to people them 15% tax, bro. Well, most of the politicians are going to pay tax. We talk about countries say people in the pay all this tax and never even get freedom of speech. They're not even able to talk. They want to make hold on put onto party instead of the people. People them will not the usual. Because most of them tell the people them money. When they go buy gas now the gas station, where they pay tax then they. So when the taxi driver the keke or car that people in they pull that tax money from the transportation they pay. They want to go bridge you that money they when I begin to talk about government at work. And then they get the people in prison and send a party and they give prison. I say people in our APC instead of the people of Sierra Leone. Because people of Sierra Leone, the billions here. But again, this government say they pin on that 15% tax. I promise sooner when I go for filler. In fact, na favor the business people and do na so. When they come out and protest. Because this is the point where they bring the people in. Now we they pay the tax. Why want to be part of this process? Why Parliament not to be part of this process? How want to even come up with this 15%? So there is somebody that argue when an APC puts them. APC is not in a power. APC not implement now. Now implement and right now. Now I get machine and people in stores there right now. This blame game for need for stop. And when I use common sense approach. If you want to let people and begin learn for this, because it's about people land and begin learn sooner for begin pay taxes. If I don't at least start from 90 to 4, the 5% tax. You don't want to go pay tax even feel them and know. You have to feel happy for pay tax, so you know say you not go bother you. But they go buy one couple years and they think but say either the tax or the rest. So before not even calculate that 15%, and after you know calculate that 15%, then put all that crazy fees. The guy begin expensive, will not make no sense to we. Oda go do a better business under that kind of condition day. When I face all thing politics. Because it's one of the implement, so when I left power, I still for them in place. So now you go implement it because of politics. Now go for implement it for the benefit of the country. But 15%? Who's scared? I mean, who's one of the economics? No say no make no sense, bro. Who don't have the advisors them? Who don't come with the idea? No wonder people they resist. And they even give the people the appetite for pay tax, for even be a patriot. Because most of the politicians they pay tax. Now for collect for take care of una girlfriend and go Dubai. So now just want to rob the people on daylight or broad daylight. Just a brilliant idea for making people and pay tax. Like we say collect revenue, but on safe na so bo. Na so no bo. When I go back to the drawing board. Even the machine will not know how effective they get for be. Because we know say plenty things get for happen. We know say plenty laws and supposed to be around. Because then country we know say we tamper all the machines here, you get for go prison. But the business people are part of that thing because they know say they know they pay taxes, they know they for pay tax. But most of them people the government they get an incentive. So they know say now through that tax when they get from the people when they come by, then say the business will flourish. So then be part of them. But anytime they want for increase or decrease the price, people never can talk to the communities. Now this one for do. Una vote on her. Una vote on our elections day. Parliament can be part of her. The ordinary people in every corner can be part of that percentage. Now so they run government. Not to buy government, not to buy forcible. You need shove and down people in throat. Because eventually, we not get money in our pocket now. So no say this here, na pressure the people. We want left power now. We don't know if all that free money. When I can't join the people, I don't realize say it can be enough for not easy. But the point is people in suffer. Things for it not there. When I can add tax, can increase more price on people then they up to now. Because we don't say if we push this 15%, we're not going to pay for it dearly on election day. Dearly. So this is not me on take now. Because Mrs. the experiencer. This makes for even go do business day not easy. And I believe say plenty of them got attest to that as well. This is not nothing for do politics. This is for do common sense and how we go push your country before. Again, thank you all and God bless. Leave a comment. Agree or disagree. Or you can put your own take. Because I believe say not to be normal experiencer. Most of us say experience what we experience. I believe some of us your worst part what we even experience. And I believe 15% tax for GST. Come on. I also don't collect revenue, but come on now. Come on. This is not the common sense approach. Thank you all and God bless.